Okay, in this tutorial we're going to work on creating a brochure for Microsoft Publisher. What I'd like you guys to do, you go down to Start, click up to All Programs, Over, and then you have to find Microsoft Office, which is not always that easy to do. Something at the top in this case. Drag across and down to Microsoft Office Publisher. Now, Microsoft Office Publisher, you're going to find, it says, do you want to start? And we're going to be doing a publication for print, so we click on that. Brochure. And you pick a pet template that you want. I'm not sure what our background is going to look like, so I suggest you pick one that's very, very plain. That way we can figure out what we're going to do later. Now, what I am going to suggest, this part of the stuff here is nice, but it really doesn't... I suppose you could type in your full name, Chloe Cassidy High School and all that, but you never really know where it's going to be, and those decisions are going to be made by the software, which is something I don't like to see happen. So I'm just going to say cancel, and I wind up with this brochure. Alright, and that's how you get it open. Now, a couple of things I want you to see is that down here at the bottom you have two separate pages. This is one page, this is the other. Okay? The tricky thing about this is the back of the brochure when you unfold it. This section right here, all this stuff here, alright, right on this page, all of this stuff is going to be on the first page. This is going to be the back cover, and this will be the first page that you see when you open your brochure. Okay, just that's something to keep in mind. Okay, we'll talk about this when you come into class and take a look at it. Now, basically, brochure is not really much more than pictures and text. So I'm going to actually delete all the text because I want to show you guys how to insert text into a document. Okay? Okay, now, suppose I want to put in here Chloe Cassidy High School Math Department, for instance. I go up here, and I go Insert, Text Box. And I click here, and I highlight, and then I can type Chloe Cassidy High School Math. Okay, I'm just going to highlight that, and just treat this like Word from this point on. You see here, over here, font size, let's give it a nice 24-point font. And I want to pick up something pretty, so I'm going to go stencil or something like that. Now, this is one of the things that I think is kind of important, that we do try to come up with some sort of consistency. You really don't want a different font for everything. Okay, that's probably a decision we'll meet when we have our next meeting. All right, the other thing you need to do with Publisher is you want to insert images. So I'm going to show you how to do that. One of the things you could do is you could download an image off the Google. All right, you go to... Or you could just take a picture that you've taken. Actually, I think I'm going to show you how to get an image off of Google. I'm going to go to Internet Explorer. I'm going to go to Google. And I'm going to do a Google image search. And I'm going to say calculator. Ooh, very pretty. And I actually like this one here. So I'm going to say I want to use this calculator. So I'm going to click on it. It brings up the... I'm going to look at the full-size image. This one's only about 300 pixels wide, as you can see. So let's go to the full-size image. And of course, because this is a computer, right-click, Save Picture As, and I'm going to put it in my Pictures calculator. And hit save. Now I'm going to suggest you may want to look up clip art instead, because clip art is royalty free. If you take a picture just off of Google, it may be something that somebody has a copyright on. Okay, so you can do a free clip art or do that sort of thing, or take pictures in class. Those are different ways you can get pictures. Easiest way of getting pictures that are royalty free is to actually create the pictures yourself. Insert picture from a file. And I go into that file, and I think it was right here, and I just insert the picture. And I can drag it down. Now, there's all sorts of other things you can do, but basically, inserting images and text are what you do in a pamphlet. You need to decide what you want it to say. You can do some other things, too, here that are kind of interesting. Suppose I want this calculator to be tilted. I can click on this green handle and move it so it's tilted. I could also put a border around it if I wanted. If I click on this and I go right-click, Format Picture, I could actually play around with it. Like, how about we go with a line that's purple? All right, but I want a dashed line, and I want its weight to be like 3 points. Let's see what that does. Boom. Okay, so that's basically what you're doing. After this point, it's just a question of deciding what content you want to put in. Basically, what have we learned how to do? We've learned how to insert text boxes. We've learned how to insert pictures from files. If you click on clip art, you may have some problems. Okay, we've been having problems like that. And we've learned how to format text boxes. Okay, that concludes this lesson.